When you experience sudden, unexpected loss in life, and I'm not talking about the loss of a loved one, I'm talking about you suddenly get laid off from your job. You had no idea you was going to be laid off, or you have a medical emergency, which then brings in unexpected medical expense, right? Or maybe you are on the verge of being evicted, or your home is getting ready to be foreclosed, or your vehicle is going to be repossessed, or maybe you're going through a separation or a divorce and you can't afford the expenses on your own, and your lights get turned off, your gas get turned off, your water gets turned off, you don't have enough food for groceries. These are things that do happen to people in life, and it tends to send them into a deep depression, and sometimes it's so hard to dig yourself out of this. Now, these things can happen expectedly or unexpectedly, and a lot of times they're out of our control, right? At least that's what it may seem. Now, the reason why I want to express this to you, because I want you to know, you do not have to drink your problems away, smoke your problems away, or bang your problems away, okay? When it comes to manifestation, a lot of people only believe you can manifest tangible things such as money or materials such as a vehicle or a home, but you can also manifest knowledge. Okay, I know that from personal experience, because knowledge really is power. And a lot of times when we are afraid of our circumstances changing and shifting, which may appear that it's not working in our favor, it is because we lack the knowledge, right? But you can manifest higher levels of knowledge. What I did in the past, when I was going through so many shifts and changes in my life, especially when I had first started my trucking company and I was new to it and I didn't know anything about taxes for businesses, that's what I did. I went into solitude. That can be anywhere of your choice, whether it's in your vehicle, in your home, in public, somewhere where it's not a lot of people, in nature, wherever you can just be at peace and have some quiet time. You quiet your mind and take about 3 deep breaths and just sit there. I added candles to it. I had a manifestation candle, and I just remember sitting there quieting my mind to allow the knowledge to come in. Of course, I asked, give me the knowledge that I need to do this or to do that. For me, when I applied this method, which I've applied in many areas in my life, it was what I needed to do to file my taxes with my business. Like, who would I go to? Who could I trust? Because I was a victim of fraud in the past, real bad, me and my ex, and it completely changed our life. So I asked the Most High to give me the guidance, and literally the guidance came in step by step on what I needed to do. With me, make a post online, because there's many ways to do it, and that's what I did, and people responded, and I went through those 3 responses, and it was the 3rd response that sent an electronic wave through my body, and I contacted that business, and they ended up being the business to do my taxes for me. They had 5-star ratings and everything. You just had to trust. And I have done this through many areas and levels of my life. When I was working on building my credit, when I had took a change and a leap of faith before and my credit hit, I wanted to build my credit back up. And I remember, the Most High, the universe, guided me to an individual who specialized in credit. He was a teacher, and I was listening to all of his videos, and I started learning about credit. So the point I'm trying to make is that when things happen to us that are unforeseen and unexpected, you don't have to fall into depression, okay? A lot of us do, and it gets to the point where we end up blocking those messages that we could receive to be the key to solving everything, to open so many doors. And change is usually necessary to push us to a better direction. Let me tell you, you don't gotta drink it away, you don't gotta smoke it away. I'm trying to tell you, come back to center. Ask God, the universe, your angels and ancestors to give you the guidance. I'm trying to tell you, I remember my semi-truck was about to break down, and it was a gentleman, and he looked, I don't want to be harsh, but he looked like he was on drugs, right? And I was very particular with people fixing and working on my semi-truck, because those expenses are big. They're big expenses. So I didn't want everybody touching my truck. You had to be in good energy. But Spirit told me that guy, that man, was going to be the one to fix my truck. 3 months later, because I crossed paths with him twice. It was 3 months before, and I don't know why the message had came through. And then I met him again. He had a business card, and my truck ended up having some major maintenance issues 2 years in, which was good. It was a long time. And I remember going to a park and sitting out there at the park, and I surrendered, and I said, give me the guidance that I need. And that's what God said. That man that may not look appealing is the man who's going to fix your truck. Okay. And my semi truck was the only truck in my fleet. So if that truck would have went down, I don't know what I would have did. You know what I'm saying? Because I had already been putting money into it, and I wasn't working because the truck wasn't working. So anyways, I ended up trusting the process, and indeed that man fixed my truck. So I could go on with stories from myself and other people who fell into hard times, and how they end up coming out of it. You know, that's how I got into trucking. I was going through a separation with my ex-husband, and I was used to just working, and I wasn't really impacted by finances until we parted ways. And I realized, oh, a single person income, I can't afford all of this. And I remember my lights did get turned off, and I had a government job, sorry, state job. I had a state job. So I'm thinking like, hey, I should be able to afford this, but I wasn't making no money. And that's what I did. I remember crying. I was working 2 and 3 jobs, and I was going to school. And that's when God spoke to me. You need to get into trucking. I didn't want to drive no truck. That's not the path I thought I would need to take. I didn't want to do it. But when your back is against the wall and you open your mind up, the tools and the answers will come. And indeed, trucking did save my life from that particular aspect. Getting from point A to point B. I poured everything into it. I dropped out of school and I quit all the extra jobs. I ended up taking an accelerated course to get my CDL, which I ended up getting a loan, which it was 100% interest on it. So you already know where that went, but I took a leave. I told the deal God told me to do. And that's what I did, and boom, I was out of it. So I'm making this video because deep down within me, I just know it is people who may be experiencing a lot of transformations and changes in life, and it can be hurtful when your stability starts shambling, crumbling, okay? I want you to know you don't just have to manifest money, because you won't even be at the frequency to be able to do that when you are depressed. But you can manifest the ideas. You can manifest the suggestions. You can manifest the answers that you need to get you to the next. And remember, you can get everything back. Let me tell you something. Whatever's turned off can get turned back on. If something gets repossessed, you can either get that back or we'll get you something new. Don't worry about anything going on your credit, because guess what? Credit can be repaired. Okay, it can be repaired. Stuff off of your credit can get removed. It's all about the tools and the knowledge to do it. And that is out there in the cosmos, and we all have access to it. All right, love you guys. Stay blessed.